morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the militant state of Michigan. So, technically, we might be riding dirty this morning, but no worries. If we get pulled over and get a ticket, Lamont will cover it. So, I want to introduce you to this young lady. Her name is, I guess it's Natalie Musamichi? I'm not sure. But we have to welcome Natalie into the fold. It's the mainstream media. I said it was the right was listening to Treasure Troller, watching Treasure Troller. She's more from the mainstream media, maybe the left-leaning media. It's confirmed that they are also watching Treasure Troller. So, welcome to the fold, Natalie. Yeah, it was just... So, this is Wednesday morning. So, it was Sunday afternoon when I did that vlog about Omarossa. That I wanted to hear from Omarossa with the Cassidy Hutchison book, and so Omarossa was really who I wanted to hear from. And lo and behold, Natalie comes through for us. She must have been listening to that. We did that vlog from Hyde 1. Natalie must have been listening to it and said, Treasure Troller, that's a great idea. No one's heard from Omarossa. Let me go talk to Omarossa. So here was the title of her article, and you're going to be shocked to hear this, that Omarossa didn't have anything good to say about Donald Trump. And he's particularly mean-spirited towards women of color. And that's exactly why he hired Omarossa. So, I don't know what to think. But anyways, Natalie, welcome aboard. So this, my take on the Trump trial, I really look at this almost the same way I look at our dementia chief, Joe Biden. Where, do you believe that Joe Biden is actually running the country? Do you believe that Joe Biden is running anything that has to do with this country? And even if he had all of his mental faculties available to him, of course, the first answer is no. Do you think Biden would be running the country? And to me, the answer still is no. Would he be more up to date and more current on things that were happening? Yes. But Joe Biden, in no way, shape, or form, and even if Donald Trump was in office or anyone else was in office, if you take the border, they can come up with a border policy and they can say, this is what we want, this is what I want, and then it's up to somebody else to take care of it. Donald or Joe or whatever, none of them would really have any personal accountability other than saying, this is what we need to get done. This is what we want. And it's obvious Joe Biden isn't doing that. And to me, it's the same thing with Donald Trump in this ridiculous trial in New York. getting these loans at favorable interest rates and stuff. Do you really think that Donald Trump calls the banker and asks for a loan? Do you think Donald Trump goes down to the loan officer in a Midtown Manhattan bank and says, "Hey, bud, how's the wife and kids?" "Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, boy, the Mets are looking good this year. Well, they are, but I can't wait for football to start with the New York Football Giants. Been a big fan of them ever since Phil Simms was the quarterback or whatever." And then he says, "Oh, and by the way, I need about 30 million, 40 million to develop some property." And then he says, "Well, let me go pull your credit report. All right, it looks good." Do I think they do that? Donald Trump does that? No. And they're probably, because he's a developer and stuff, they probably know he's got a better idea of the property values and whatnot than they do. It's very hard to... He's going, look, there's a... I can see where there would be like a deserted factory warehouse, let's say in the Bronx. And his the Trump development company, or one of his companies, Trump Development, whatever, says, "Hey, look, this would be a pretty good property to pick up and put some luxury houses on." And Donald, probably, they're sitting in a board meeting, whatever, and maybe someone brings it up to Donald, and he's going, "Where's this property?" "Okay, it's in the Bronx. We're at in the Bronx. It's an old factory warehouse, easy on off to the on the expressways. You can get, whatever, you can get here and there fairly easy. It's a area that's being developed, whatever. We can get it, we think, at a pretty good price." Donald says, "Well, okay, if you can get it at a good price, let's go ahead and do it." So then it's up to his real estate team. And the real estate team goes into the bank, or calls the bank and says, "Hey, look, we need a $50,000 loan for purchasing this property, and then start demoing and building." I'm sure it's a hell of a lot more than 50 million, but they may come back to Donald a month later at the next meeting and go, "Well, we put an offer in, offer was accepted, demo starts in 2 months, and we're working with the architects right now. This is what we plan on putting in there." Who knows? Maybe they buy the property and then they start putting together the apartment complex, the condos. It's going to be a couple $100 million to do, and they take the presentation down to the bank. The real estate people do say, "Hey, look, we want to build this. The value, of these. This is the value of these condos and whatnot." Donald Trump has nothing to do with that shit. Donald Trump doesn't run any of the golf courses. He has people doing all this shit. It was the same thing with his taxes. Donald Trump doesn't do his taxes. They probably got 5 accountants, 10 accountants in the Trump organization. And that's what, I guess, to me, is kind of the bullshit, where there's, as far as what they do during the day, Biden and Trump, to me, pretty much do the same thing. Donald's worrying about the entertainment side, endorsements, and, he had The Apprentice going. He's got real estate. He's got development. He's got golf courses. Donald Trump doesn't get involved in getting loans. But because it has his name, I guess, on the property, then he's responsible for it. I find it ridiculous because Biden, they're doing the same thing in the Biden administration right now. He doesn't know jack shit about what's going on. Everyone else around him is running the show. So it really isn't Biden's fault with inflation, because it's his finance crew that is running that up, or the money going to Ukraine. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He just says okay. He has no idea what the money's for, how it's getting there, what it's buying, who's getting paid off. None of that shit. And that's just the way things are. So I just find this whole Trump real estate tax thing, they're talking about, he doesn't appraise the properties. I mean, if the bank is going to give them a $200,000 loan, they can go do the appraisals themselves. They can go look at the property, take pictures of it. They can get their own appraisals done on the properties. So I don't understand how Donald Trump, aside from all the paying back and stuff, all the loans were paid, all that aside, it's just, I don't see Donald Trump being that hands-on, because he pays too many people to take care of that shit for him. He doesn't go around and collect rent. He's not going to show you a 3-bedroom condo in Midtown Manhattan that's available for purchase. Okay, somebody else that's in the Trump organization that works at that building, that is the salesperson, is going to do that. Donald Trump has no freaking idea if you bought that condo or not. It's just, to me, insanity that they want to do this. And like I said, I don't see Biden and Trump any different in this respect, where they got all these people working for them, doing specific jobs. So they were never intended to be doing this work to begin with. Someone else was always going to do it. So even that attorney general, or that district attorney, or whatever the hell she is from New York City, someone else was putting together all the legal arguments and shit. She didn't do anything. She just said, I want Trump. And she got 4 or 5 people to go find something. It's all a bunch of everybody else doing the work for one person that wants to take the credit. So maybe somewhere down the line, now that I know that the mainstream is watching, and if they want to do an unbiased report, Natalie, we're talking to you. I know you like the Omarossa shit. I'm glad you wrote the article. But if you want to do kind of an unbiased one, why don't you really get down into the weeds and figure out just exactly who does what in the Trump organization, and compare and contrast it to what happens in the Biden administration. You're going to see that the two damn near run identical. So this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.